And we move on to the next archive book. I believe it is the Mondstadt Tower. Yes, it is. There is only one volume to this, and we will proceed. Volume 1. In the time of the aristocrats, there stood a high tower in Mondstadt's plaza. It was built to honour Barbados, the Animo Archon in name. Yet in reality, it was nothing more than a flamboyant display of wealth and power by the royals to gloat over the commoners. The one time in the year that the commoners living in these dark times could find a little solace was during Ludi Hopastum. I'm assuming this is an old Mondstadt, yes? Not in current Mondstadt? During one of Ludi Hopastum, a wandering singer from a distant land arrived in the city. The name of the lass was Inés, and everyone at the festival was enchanted by her stunning beauty. People of all ages and all walks of life vied to catch a glimpse of her throwing the Hopastum and to hear her sing foreign ballads. Isn't the Ludi Hopastum a time for a Mondstadt celebration? So why would they be so excited during this time period to hear foreign ballads? It seems a bit unpatriotic. The blessings of Barbados are for everyone. You are only sinful if you are bitter at such a joyous occasion. As she sang these verses, she handed out her earnings during the festival to the poor and orphans in the city. A frail figure stood among the crowds. He was a seneschal, and he fell for her at first sight. But his religious piety filled him with a frustration at his inability to suppress the emotions he was experiencing, and her acts of charity, which violated the church's right to aid to the poor, irked him all the more. What is this, Frollo? And Esmeralda? Because that's the vibes I'm getting right now. As is known to all, the beliefs of contemporary Mondstadters hold that the Animo Archon Barbados encourages people to seek love and pursue freedom. But in the Dark Ages, the Animo Archon slept, and the city was tormented by the tyranny of the nobles, the poverty of the commoners, and the ravage of the dragon. Meanwhile, the self-proclaimed Orthodox Church, a mere figurehead controlled by the ruling class, advocated abstinence from earthly pleasures to avert divine punishment. So if it's a self-proclaimed Orthodox Church, are they not actively following the Archon at this point? Are they... What are they following? Because it doesn't seem like it is... It doesn't seem like it's Barbados. Anyway, so they advocate abstinence from earthly pleasures to... Yeah, what a crappy life. Under such circumstances, even the harp which symbolized the wind had been restricted to playing only those songs deemed holy. Oh, wow, this is called religious tyranny. However, the notion of divine punishment was little more than an excuse fabricated by the nobles to conceal their avarice and restrict the commoners. To let her stay in the city is to bewitch all its inhabitants. What wickedness will this witch bring? The seneschal pondered. Unnecessary capitalized T. And so the seneschal plotted to hunt down Inés and to confine her to the cathedral while awaiting further instructions. As per the traditions of the time, the maiden chosen to throw the Hopastum should serve at the royal court for 3 days after the celebration, under the protection of the aristocrats. The seneschal decided to send his adopted son, Octave, to sneak into the royal court and abduct Inés. Oh, wow, this is getting more sinister by the second. Octave was an unwelcome child, abandoned by his superstitious parents at birth and later raised by the seneschal. Yet, I'm distinctly getting Hunchback of Notre Dame vibes. As a child, he was persecuted and abused by the citizens, seen as a bad omen of draconic disasters. The only person who protected Octave was the seneschal, who treated him like his own son and thus won his utmost trust. Bring the maiden who threw the Hopastum yesterday to me. Disturb no one, and do not mention my name. Under orders from the seneschal, Octave climbed onto the balcony of the court chambers at nightfall. Upon seeing the girl weeping in the moonlight, his pure heart was stirred, for he had never seen such a wondrous sight. He gazed at the girl, leaving his task forgotten. But the silence of the tranquil moment shared by Octave and the girl was interrupted by the servants. Oh, but I want more! That can't be the end! I mean, it feels like it has distinct Hunchback of Notre Dame undertones, and that we have a religious figure lusting after a female related to a performance art, in this case singing as opposed to dancing of Esmeralda. I'm going to be honest, I haven't actually yet had a chance to read The Hunchback of Notre Dame, the original. I own it, but I've just never got around to reading it, so I'm not quite sure the name of the lass in the original. I'm not quite sure how it goes. I'm only going to reference the Disney movie, sorry. And then an adopted son, although in this case it seems like Octave is wanted as opposed to Quasimodo, who was not. But I'm curious just to see where this goes. You can't end it here. I feel so cheated. I want more. There's definitely only one volume, right? Nope, it really is just one volume long. Oh my gosh, how the hell can you leave us on such a cliffhanger? That's so mean. Will I find information about these people if I look up the history of Teyvat or Mondstadt? I need more context. I need way more context. Will the wiki have any information on Inez? Nope, I've got nothing. Unfortunately, I've got nothing. I guess we'll never find out what happened to Inez and Octave and the dastardly seneschal. Although, let's be honest, Octave came there to kidnap her. It's not going to end well for anybody.